Hey yo, don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz for more tokusatsu content. Now thank you for your continued support. Now let's get into it. Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike 2.0 back again once again. And today we're here for Kamen Rider Zeztz episode 42. And in this episode we get rid of the catastrophe nightmare. That's our boy Baku ends up going in and fighting the catastrophe nightmare. And just this fight was actually pretty freaking dope. We see our boy Baku like basically reversing the dream and all kinds of stuff like over and over and over again just to fight this guy. And the fact that he sits there and like just antagonizes Baku the whole time. I didn't think the catastrophe nightmare was gonna have this kind of attitude. Like I didn't think he was just gonna have this type of personality. I'm like, where'd you get this personality from, bro? Like it seems like, and he also says that he's always existed. Like he's always existed ever since Baku was like a baby, because he said that Baku instinctually knew what his father was going to put him through. And yeah, I could kind of understand that. I mean, Baku does have a dream where he's a baby sitting in the middle of like a bunch of like a ruined city as a baby, and I'm like, man. Quick side note: that baby is just gonna be. He said, "Y'all had me in a TV show when I was a baby, just sitting there crying. What's wrong with y'all?" Like. When this baby grows up, they're gonna see this and they're gonna see that and they're gonna be like, well, yeah, what the hell? But other than that, we do get like they do pay like a little memorial kind of funeral thing for Zero, and Baku just doesn't know how to feel about it. Like he doesn't know how to feel about Zero's like death or whatever, because he feels like me and him never had a father-son relationship. He was always just my commander. He was always just that, he was never really my dad, if you get what he means. And then, me kind of gives him some words of encouragement and stuff like that. Like he just felt bad that he felt weird that he just couldn't find a reason to cry for Zero, even though Zero is like his whole ass father. Excuse my language. But we also see that our boy Nox is dealing with, his own little like mental troubles or whatever. He feels good about the fact that he has actually taken down Code. We see that he ends up destroying all of the based like the blueprints and schematics and stuff like that for all of their tech, right? So he's just so Nox is just like, hey, I'm good. I did what I need to do, big fella. Like basically Code has basically just been fully destroyed. All the bases have basically been destroyed. Like all the agents are gone. It seems like a lot of people are either dead or gone, like there's really nothing left of Code, it seems. So yeah, I mean Nox is just like, I'm good now. And he even tells the lady, he's like, hey, I destroyed it all. I have no more reason to work with you now. I'm out. Peace. Like that's basically what he told her. And we even get Nem talking to the lady while she's still possessed by Phantom, where she's just like, but she's still fused with Phantom. I'm not gonna say she's possessed by Phantom, but she's fused with Phantom. Yeah, and she asks her like, now that Code is gone, like what's gonna happen now? And she tells her like, hey, only thing I ever wanted with you, only thing I ever wanted was to make you happy. Like, hey. But I do feel like the lady is gonna be the last nightmare that we take out. I do feel like out of all the gore nightmares, I think she's gonna be the last one, because it seems like she's the only one that's like, melded together with like a prominent character. Like the other three basically aren't really like they have a host. Like Catastrophe had a host, and the Punished Nightmare had a host. So, and then with next episode, it seems like we're gonna get rid of the Punished Nightmare too, and then it seems like our boy the Sieg is going to do it. He's going to do that. do that. But yeah, we also had like some mental stuff going on with Baku. He was just like, what do I do now? Like me and you the only, like, he talks to Nox, it's like me and you the only two people left. Like we're the only two left of Code. I mean, like, hey, your sister's still a Code agent, dog. He's like, what do we do left? And he's like, well, like Nox tells me, like, well, you know, you've been giving yourselves missions this whole time, so do that. Like, give yourself missions, like give yourself, you know, the motivation that you need. You've been doing that, so hey, whatever. But yeah, we do get like a little thing with Nox real quick after the whole, I keep hitting my mic, I'm so sorry if you hear that. But we see that also Nox is also like, hey, I'm good, and he gets ready to like get rid of the driver, like the Nox driver. He's getting ready to get rid of it. Then Fuji comes and stops him and tells him like, hey man, he's like, come have a drink with me and stuff like that. So they go to this very, like, you know, kind of loud restaurant. It's bustling, it's busy, all kind of stuff, you know, and they're sitting there and they're talking and stuff like that. And he's basically telling them like, he said, you could just arrest, like Nox is just like, go ahead and arrest me, dog. Like, just go ahead and arrest me. And he's just like, nah, I'm not going to arrest you because like you didn't kill anybody. Like, you did that, but you didn't kill anybody, anything like that. You know, I am the head of the paranormal affairs and stuff, but you technically didn't do anything, and also I didn't kill anybody. So, and also I need you to keep fighting. We still need people out there to fight against nightmares, because nightmares still exist, you know, like. And I just want you to come and work for paranormal affairs. Like, come do that. And then like Nox is just not having it. Like, he just don't give a duck about Fuji. I'm just like, God dang, like you don't want to hear nothing from bro. Like, you don't want to see him, you don't want to hear him, you don't want to be in the same room with him. I'm like, God dang, like bro's trying to talk to you. At least give him a conversation, at least. And then if you don't like it, walk off. But at least give bro a conversation, at least. But yeah, so he decides he's not gonna do that, I guess, and that he's, you know, just Nox is just like not messing with it. You know, he feels like he really doesn't have nothing else to like really live for, because he kind of dedicated his whole thing to taking down Code, and now that he's done that, hey, you know, but he still ends up keeping the driver anyway. But yeah, after his talk, you know, with Baku, they both end up being attacked by the Punished Nightmare. They both get knocked out, and we see that Nox's driver basically kind of like gets damaged to the point where it can't, like, it says that, hey, is disabled, so he might not be able to transform with it till they, like, you know, enable it again. But yeah, we see that's when we get our fight with Baku and the the Catastrophe Nightmare. Catastrophe basically tells him, he's like, hey man, come on, you can fuse with me again and we can crush everything your dad forced you to do, you know. Like, it's you and your dad, like, y'all are the reason why I grew up this big and strong, you know. Like, we can do whatever, dog. And it's just like, and Baku's like, nah. So in the Punished Nightmare ends up going, like, kind of fusing with him and going into like his dreams, and he goes into the base, like the head base, like their base that, you know, Zetz's base essentially, goes in and just blows it up, right? He blows it up. Baku runs home. He thinks Minami's dead, and she's not dead. She's cool and everything. She's like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm still a code agent at the end of the day, big brother. Come on now. So that's when, you know, Baku's like, he's pissed off, and he's like, you know what, I know what I'm finna do. I'm finna finish this. And he transforms to Extreme, like, and then like in the real world, he transforms into Extreme, goes into the dream, and he immediately starts fighting Catastrophe. While fighting Catastrophe's like getting strong. I guess he's getting stronger throughout the fight, because he's going based off of like Baku's desire. Like, Baku's kind of like craving more power, so it's also making Catastrophe a little bit more stronger every time. So basically, Baku is, I didn't know him using his like warping, kind of like reversing kind of power had like a detriment. It had like a backlash, like, because it was hurting him, because he kept doing it over and over again, and it kept hurting his head. His suit started turning black and everything. He started to glitch. Now, I didn't think that, you know, with a suit and a form as powerful as Extreme, I didn't think they would have drawbacks. You know, like the final form, a lot of the time really doesn't have like a drawback like that. I'm not saying it's never happened before, but I was like really surprised to see that this one had one. But yeah, so he ends up still in the fighting. He's fighting Catastrophe. He's like reversing over and over and over again to basically get the upper hand on him. And he does end up destroying Catastrophe. He is with the ultimate punish. and takes him out. And then the other gore nightmares are just like, whoa, what the heck just happened? And we see like the I forgot when the nightmare that's always laughing. He's still getting on my freaking nerves. I know that's also Naruto's Japanese VA, which was funny to me. But yeah, he's laughing and he sees Catastrophe's throne ends up disappearing. And everybody's like, whoa, what the heck just happened? And I'm just like, yo, you have Somnia, right? They still have that, right? I mean, that's how y'all brought Punish back to life. So can't you just use Somnia and bring him back? You know, because they never got Somnia away from them. Because, you know, he ate the one nightmare ate the Somnia capsule, which turned him into his form. So don't they still have that? Isn't that a thing? You know, could have brought Catastrophe back or whatever. But yeah, the episode basically ends off there. But we're gonna get Kreha. Well, Natsuka finds out that Kreha died. She finds out how she died and stuff. She finds out it's true that she died. And she actually goes to the same wall and sees Kreha's like silhouette body on the wall. And then she does kind of get mad at well, she doesn't get mad at Baku, but she asks Baku like, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't you tell me that she died? And yeah, they kind of like settled that kind of quickly. You know, I don't know if they're gonna do anything else with it, but it kind of like it felt brushed aside to a degree. I mean, unless they talk about it a little bit later on, but it did feel kind of brushed aside, which is weird to me. But yeah, next episode we're gonna see our boy Sieg end up fighting the Punish Nightmare, and most likely he's probably gonna destroy Punish. He's probably gonna destroy Punish Nightmare again. Yeah, I mean, it seems like everybody's gonna fight him except Nox. Cause I didn't see Nox in the preview, but most likely Baku's gonna fight the Punish Nightmare, and also Sieg is going to fight the Punish Nightmare, possibly end up destroying the Punish Nightmare. Most likely in this episode, because you know we're basically like at the end game, and most likely the lady is going to be the last that we're going to take out when it comes down to the gore nightmares, or maybe another one will pop up, because there are rumors that there are 5 gore nightmares, so maybe that's the thing. But other than that, if you made it this far in the video, I thoroughly do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Well, let me know everything that you felt. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. Remember, as I always say, stay henshined.
Yeah, the shining golden sign.